Hey, this is Griffin House, and you're watching 101.9 KINK FM in the Skype Live studio.
Griffin House here in the Skype Live studio. So we had a chance to talk a little bit backstage slightly, but did you get in town today, yesterday, last night?
I came in yesterday last, and
so I think the last time you were in town, Griffin, was like 2013, summer of 2013.
Yeah.
And it was rainy, crazy, and now you're here in our rainy season, and you're getting days like this where I think we're going to hit 60s today. So. Yeah,
it was nice. It was about 60-something when I got here. It was snowing in Nashville when I took off yesterday morning, so, yeah.
Tonight performing at the Doug Fir Lounge. We'll talk about that in just a second, but you and I have a couple of things in common. We're both classically handsome. Don't know why they're laughing, Griffin.
I don't.
But we're both fathers to two daughters. I think the last time you were here, your youngest was about to be born.
Yeah, Emma's 4 and Clara's 2, so 2 little girls.
How has becoming a daddy of 2 girls changed your life?
I'm a completely different person.
Yeah. Can you do hair and makeup yet? Let me rephrase that. My daughters are a little older than yours, and they're both into dance, and so I had to learn how to do hair and makeup. You're not quite there yet, but if they take that dance route, trust me.
I hope they do. They're already singing.
I'll give you some tips.
Sure. Be great.
Yeah. Your album, So On and So Forth, comes out, as you mentioned, March 4th.
Yeah.
What's the story behind the that's the title track? What's the story behind the title?
Well, I have a bunch of songs inspired by my grandfather George Griffin, and songs about the war. One called "The Way I Was Made" about my family tree, and my other grandfather Jack has no songs written about him, so I started to feel guilty about it. And he's a storyteller too. He tells the same story like 80 times over and over and over again, but you just pretend like you've never heard it before. And so he kind of gets excited when he's telling these stories, and he goes, and what have you, and so on and so forth. And so I just wanted to dedicate the entire record to him, so I picked a phrase that he says all the time, so on and so forth, and named it the album that.
Is he one of those storytellers, though, every time he tells it, it's embellished a little bit, something gets a little wilder, or is he pretty consistent?
No, he just tells the same one every time.
That's good. And that's when the so on and so forth makes total sense, because it's like you're just filling in the own blanks.
Exactly.
I believe the record contains the track about Paris Calling.
It does.
It does?
Yes.
And that was something that you decided to release earlier after the terrorist attacks there in Paris.
Yeah, we just coincidentally, I had recorded a song called Paris Calling. We did it in Asbury Park last summer, and then the terrorist attacks happened, and we're sitting on the record waiting for it to get finished, and we thought, why don't we try to do something creative and release this song and try to raise some money for charity and just put some light and love into the world with the song. And it ended up getting picked up by CNN. They did a big story on it in November or December. I can't quite remember, but it was pretty cool.
You're able to raise some money for some French charities over there, yeah?
Yeah, it was an organization called Secours Populaire, I think it was called.
And that was it was originally written just kind of as a love story to Paris.
Yeah, it's just a love song about loving being in the city and dreaming of getting back, so, yeah.
So tonight you're at the Doug Fir Lounge. You got a show there, so everybody need to go check that out. But then this weekend, I understand, this was confusing me because I do all of my research, Griffin, on Wikipedia, and I go to Bing and I type it in, and I'm like Griffin House, and it says the Griffin House in Hood River. I'm like, no, that's not what I want. But there's a place, a venue. I guess they do receptions and have performances, and it's called the Griffin House. And this weekend, Griffin House at the Griffin House, yeah?
The world seems to be filling up with places called the Griffin House, like recovery centers, bed and breakfasts, hotels in London, some Harry Potter reference that I still don't understand. But
actually, I wrote a few jokes that go in that direction. I'm like, nah, he's probably heard that before.
Definitely. Thank you for sparing us.
Yeah, well, I guess the reference is all you're going to get. But so if people can't catch you tonight at the Doug Fir, they can go check you out in the Gorge. Head into the Gorge this weekend and check you out the Griffin House.
Yeah, I hear that's beautiful down there. So I'm looking forward to
might be a little stormy by this weekend, but it'll still be very nice. How about some more music?
Okay.
Griffin House here in the Skype Live studio.